Welcome to Math with Professor V. Here's your latest integral of the day. We have an indefinite integral of the square root of 1 minus natural log of x squared over x times the natural log of x dx. If you want to pause the video and give it a try, for me it took 2 integration techniques. Okay, so jumping right in, I started off with the u sub. And I did that because I saw all these natural log of x's running around, and then I saw this x in the denominator, and that got me thinking, oh, we should probably substitute out and let u be natural log of x. And if that's not obvious, let me rewrite the integrand to help you see it too. So you can rewrite this as square root 1 minus natural log of x squared, and then just leave only natural log of x in the denominator, and then I'm going to pull that little x out to the side, and so now we have 1 over x dx, which if I go ahead and say, all right, let me let u equal the natural log of x, then du is 1 over x dx. So this is going to be a really clean substitution to hopefully get the ball rolling on solving this problem. So now, replacing all of my natural log of x's with u, in the numerator, we'll have the square root of 1 minus u squared. The denominator becomes just u, and then this 1 over x dx is du. How are we doing? Good? Okay, another substitution, like a u substitution, won't work here because if I try to let t be, say, 1 minus u squared, dt would be negative 2u du, and I don't have that. I have a u in the denominator. So since another substitution won't work of that kind, we're going to go trig sub. Oh yeah. So in this case, since I have a constant minus a variable squared, the substitution that we're going to use involves sine theta. And my constant a is just 1. So when you have a squared minus variable squared, then you let u equal a sine theta. So in this case, we're going to let u equal just 1 sine theta. And then du is cosine theta d theta. Not bad. So then back to the integral, rewriting everything in terms of theta. In the numerator, we're going to have square root 1 minus sine squared theta. That lonely little u in the denominator is just sine theta. And then du becomes cosine theta d theta. So let me highlight everything for you. Du is cosine theta d theta right there. And then u is sine theta right there. And then 1 minus u squared, 1 minus sine squared theta. Okay, then the whole point of the trig sub is so we can use a Pythagorean identity. We're going to replace 1 minus sine squared theta with cosine squared theta. So then I have square root of cosine squared theta times another cosine theta over sine theta d theta. And then remember, technically, square root of cosine squared theta is absolute value of cosine theta, but we always restrict where theta is when doing trig sub, so we don't have to worry about keeping absolute value bars throughout or splitting up our integral. So we're just going to have now integral of cosine squared theta over sine theta d theta. Okay, so now I'm looking and I can't do another substitution. Oh man, if only it was flipped, we could. So maybe you're thinking, oh, I could let, t be cosine theta, but then nope, dt would be negative sine theta d theta, and my sine theta is in the denominator. And then it doesn't really help to try to do anything the other way around. So what I did instead is replaced cosine squared theta now with 1 minus sine squared theta. And then I'm going to split the numerator, my new numerator, and write each of the terms separately over sine theta and see if that gets me anywhere. So now I can rewrite this as 1 over sine theta minus sine squared theta over sine theta d theta. And then, ooh, I'm feeling good. This is looking nice. Then we're going to have integral 1 over sine theta, that's cosecant theta, minus, and then sine squared theta over sine theta, that's just sine theta, d theta. Okay, There's a few different versions for the antiderivative of cosecant theta. So, you pick your favorite. I'm going to use negative natural log absolute value cosecant theta plus cotangent theta. And then antiderivative of negative sine theta, that would be a positive cosine theta. And then don't forget we have plus c. The other version for the antiderivative of cosecant theta doesn't have a negative outside, but it has a negative in front of cotangent. So if it's hard for you to remember that cotangent's the one that's going to be negative, maybe you just use this version, and then you know that the minus sign is going to be outside. It's kind of up to you. All right. Then from here, we have to go back to our original variable from the problem, which was x. But we got to first make a detour in the land of u's. So remember we made that trig sub. We let u equal sine theta. So think of that as u over 1. Now I'm going to draw a triangle, my theta triangle. So sine of theta is the ratio of the opposite side over the hypotenuse. So label them accordingly. And then using the Pythagorean theorem, that missing side would be rad 1 minus u squared. So now let's use that triangle and rewrite everything in terms of u. So we're going to have negative natural log absolute value. Cosecant theta is reciprocal of sine theta. So I could just take the reciprocal of u over 1, or you could look at your triangle that you made if you're so proud of it. So this will be 1 over u plus cotangent theta. Cotangent theta is adjacent over opposite. So that's going to give me square root 1 minus u squared over u plus, and then we need cosine theta. So cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. So rad 1 minus u squared over 1, which I don't need to write, and then keep that plus c there. Very good. So we're almost done. I can write both of these terms over the same denominator since they're both over u. And then if you'll remember, in the very beginning of the problem, we had let u equal the natural log of x. So we got to go back to ln of x's. So here we have negative natural log absolute value 1 plus square root 1 minus ln of x squared. This is over ln of x. We got to keep the absolute value bars because ln of x might be negative. And then we have plus square root 1 minus ln of x squared plus c. All right, you could leave it there. I think it's a little unsightly with that big old negative in the front. So I'll just rewrite my final answer by putting that little radical that's positive, putting my best foot forward. Let's be positive, people. And then this whole mess can come afterwards. Square root 1 minus natural log of x squared all over natural log of x plus c. So that concludes your integral of the day. Did you solve it on your own? I hope so. I think it was interesting, not too tricky. The two techniques were pretty straightforward, just had to pay attention to some details. So let me know how you solved it and how you like this problem. And don't forget to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. If you need to review any of your integration techniques, then I got you covered. I have so many videos. I link them in the description. And then you can also just go to my YouTube channel and go through the playlists, especially Integral of the Day and then Calculus 2 video lectures. So that wraps it up for now. Thank you guys so much for your support. You can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Math with Professor V. I love you guys so much, and I'll be back sooner than later. Bye.